Hey guys, this is Washington again. So today I'll be talking about Seurat's painting on A Sunday on La Grande Jatte, 1884. That's the actual title of the thing. So what do we know about this painting? Well, we know for one thing that Seurat worked on it for 2 years, and it's not so much that it's dot by dot painting. It's actually dots, dashes, and diamonds. So what do we know about Seurat? Well, one thing we know about Seurat is that Seurat started attempting to paint at the age of 18 when he went to an art school. So he went to an art school. He was not able to finish it. But that was because of his military duty. But once he got out of his military duty, we know that he did not return back to that art school. Well, we know that he does have his own art style, which is cold crayon, which is focusing on light and darkness. And you could see some of the paintings that they actually show, some of his drawings. And the other thing that we know about Seurat was that Seurat's first major art piece was the Bathers at Anziers, which kind of goes along with the Grande Jatte, which can be said it kind of complements, because you have the Bathers of Anziers on one side of the embankment, and then the Grande Jatte on the other side, so they can see opposing sides. So do they really know what La Grande Jatte means? Not really. They don't really understand what the painting's about, because it has so many inconsistencies. On top of that, the way it depicts its characters, for instance, the woman fishing. Some people think that it's basically fishing for the flesh, what they describe, which is saying more or less sex was for sale. The other interesting character that they say, it's the monkey. The monkey they even mentioned that it might have meant prostitute. So we know the painting that Seurat created is millions of dots. He worked on it initially for 10 months. So for 10 months he works on it, decides that it's not for him. He takes a leave. He goes to one of the islands, and then over there, the Professor Thompson actually describes was able to immerse himself in the light of the channel, and the light of the channel, which is very gray, very moist, and very changeable, is very different to the light of Paris. Seurat recognized always an active element in what we see. So what he did there is he got a different point of view when he went away from Paris. Once he comes back, he's not happy with his painting anymore. So mind you, he's been working on this painting for 10 months, and then he decides to repaint it completely. Dot, dash, and diamonds, and all other things that he adds. So that's very painstakingly. So the only difference, the only thing that is not used, that technique, is the little girl. So with the painting, one of the American painters, or I should say art collectors, Frederick Clay Bartlett, ended up buying this painting for $20,000. One Seurat ended up dying. Seurat ended up dying of diphtheria along with his son. So he only lasted 10 years. They kind of said that a great artist was lost. They mourned him. So this guy grabs a painting, brings it to Chicago, and you have the French realizing at that point that they shouldn't have sold it. They offered us, over here in Chicago, they offered us $400,000 to get it back, but Chicago said no way. So they only, what Chicago did was lent out that painting only once during 1958, which they never again did because of the art fire. The Museum of Modern Art in New York had an art fire, I should say, and that kind of put people at the edge, so they stopped doing that. So, two more things. They have a 1980s play musical, A Sunday in the Park with George, created by Stephen Sondheim, and also the sculpting replicas in Columbus, Ohio, that gives the people a sense of actually being in the painting, which I think it's actually pretty nice.